Good morning, everybody. Just thought I would share with you my morning drive to work. It's exciting. It's 45 minutes or so, and yeah, depending on the traffic. Weather is supposed to be decent today, so let's go for a nice drive. Here we are in the GMC. Pretty nifty little show for everybody. And here we go.
Or some hail.
All right. 7:12. Put the seatbelt on. Safety first. Trim my bushes. Usually back in, don't get to see what they look like this early in the morning. All right, here we go. Nice little 4K camera for the reverse. Got the fishing poles for a quick fishing mission after work. Got a new buzzbait on the antenna. Getting it seasoned a little bit. See if we can make some noise with that. Gonna switch hands, and here we go. This is it's a 25.6 mile drive to work. Once I get out of the neighborhood, it's all 4-lane interstate highway, or 6-lane, or 8-lane. And all 65 to 70 mile an hour, so it's not too bad a drive. Don't get to go by any real big Houston landmarks on the way to work. I live on the northwest side in a city called Tomball, and I work in East Houston, so it's making some good noise over there. Well, 27 mile an hour seasoning. I just took one off last night that had about 4 hours up there driving back and forth to work for a couple of days, and it gets ready to go out there and whack some fat Sallies. So this is a morning routine. I work from 8 to 6 every day. It's a lot of fun. I work with a lot of really good people, and believe it or not, I actually enjoy going to work again. It's crazy. I haven't enjoyed going to work for years, but now it's all good. We roll in there, and it's 100 mile an hour from the jump, and yeah, it keeps it busy, and time goes by quick. Got a great staff and some great professional drivers. It's usually good to see everybody. There's a few people that you need to talk to every day that, you know, something bad happened the day before and you got to straighten out, but we handle it, you know, the way we do. We don't yell and scream. We sit down and talk about it like adults and throw some humor in there. It wouldn't be me if there wasn't sarcasm. So yeah. What we got going on here? We got, it is currently 79 degrees at 7:15. About 1,000% humidity. Luckily, We have a cold front coming through next couple of days, and we're warmer now than our highs are going to be on Sunday, and we're supposed to get lows down into the 50s, so it'll be more San Diego weather for Houston. It doesn't last long. Living in Houston is more like living on the sun most of the year, but the trade-off is very temperate winters. You know, we had a really good winter this year. I think I only had to put a coat on twice. Anyway, so yeah, this is it. We'll get rolling down here, down the frontage road, or as we call it down here in Houston, the feeder. Hop on the highway and get rolling on into work. Unless, of course, you see this. Didn't even get a chance to hit highway speeds, and we're already hitting brakes. Yay. So it's going to be one of those days. I'm not going to force you guys to watch everything. I'm not going to force you to watch any of it, actually. You're just watching it because you're interested. You live in a little podunk town someplace, and traffic is when a dog crosses the road and you got to slow down and wait for them. But yeah, this is the daily right here. We are a nice overcast day. We have a 40% chance of rain today, which means 100% chance of catastrophic thunderstorms. And that'll make the drive home this afternoon so much better. We actually got in the wrong lane. We want to get over here because this is the one that moves better. It's very nice of that gentleman to get out of my way. They see the GMC coming and they just start to move. So the main reason for sharing this video is I want to introduce like all the Illinois people that think Iowa drivers suck, and all the Iowa people that think Illinois drivers suck. You have no idea the levels of suck we have to deal with on Houston roads. It is incredible. I counsel drivers all day long on the Smith system, and we have inward and outward facing cameras in our trucks. So we talk about following distance, leaving it out, coming to a complete stop at turn, or complete stops at stop signs, all the basic rules that you're supposed to follow as a professional driver, and quite honestly as a driver of a car or truck on the road. And none of these people have ever seen that shit. It's I try to leave following distance between me and the vehicle in front of me, which at 14 mile an hour, I think this is legit. Unfortunately, to most drivers in Houston, that is an opportunity to cut somebody off. Most people in Houston don't use turn signals, because when you turn on your turn signal indicating your interest in moving into a lane, to the person that is behind you in that lane, that is a challenge. They know you want to come over here, and it's their purpose in life to make sure you're not able to. There are a few exceptions, but yeah, it's pretty much hand-to-hand combat the whole time. Everybody seems to be really cool today. It's just kind of moseying along at a nice leisurely Texas pace. yeah, so this is what we're going to do all day till we get to the office. It's now 7:21, so I've been on the road, or the video's been going for 10 minutes and 19 seconds, and I am a grand total of a mile away from home. It's only 24 to go. So, oh, it's wonderful. Here's our culprit right here. They started this project middle of the year last year, farther down on this road, and every 4 to 6 weeks they move the barrels about a mile down the road and mess people up down farther. But you know, in the morning people haven't finished their first cup of coffee yet, so it's pretty tame. But when you get to the I want to get home to dinner and my dogs and my beer, people get a little more rowdy. So the backups are a little worse. People jump in the line. Everybody knows that left lane comes to an end, so how about we just move on over into that second lane now and just, yep, thank you, buddy, come on over, because I didn't want to go any faster. They could just move over and get in line, and the line could move a lot faster. But again, you got to get to the front of the line. You're not the winner unless you're first. You go in second, you're just the best loser. So it's 40 mile an hour. We're really screwing her down. So I don't even really know what they're doing. I think they're putting in New Jersey curbs and expanding the we've got a really big left shoulder on these roads, so they're probably just moving the Jersey curbs over to the dead center so they can open it up to a 5th lane each direction, which would be cool. Once it's done, it'll be fun, but they're not going to be done with it until after the first of the year. So we have at least 9 more months of dealing with this every day, 5 days a week. All right, we are now done with the construction in this part. That Buzz Bait's really getting a workout over there. It's starting to sound good. Sounds like a 125 motorcycle, actually. It's revving up pretty good. Now we're good. We've got highway speeds, and that will go for about the next mile until we hit our next backup. You see everybody's speeding and rushing and trying to get to the front of the line, and over this next rise we'll start seeing brake lights again, and then it'll be brake lights until we get on the next highway, which is called Beltway 8, or the Beltway around Houston. We have 3 loops around Houston. We have the 610 loop, which is the inner loop in Houston. We have the Beltway, which is the middle loop, and we have the Grand Parkway, which they're almost completed with, that they've been working on since we moved to Houston 22 years ago. That's about 30 miles outside of town, and the traffic still sucks on that. So yeah, this town is always under construction. The infrastructure was built for a city of 1 million people, and we now have 4.5 to 4.8 million people, and it shows every morning on the way to work and on the way home from work and on weekends in the middle of the night and every other time. So this is the hospital where I spend most of my time. Not that one. It's part of the Houston Methodist system. Right there it is. Houston Methodist Willowbrook. They've only had to save my life about 10 times since I've been here. Between COVID and heart attacks and cancer, they're pretty well rounded, and Houston has the best medical system in the world. I mean, you have Saudi princes and kings and, billionaires from all over the world flying into Houston to get treated for all of their illnesses. And if I had my choice between living in Houston or living in Rochester, Minnesota, and going to the Mayo Clinic, I would pick Houston 10 days a week. So, anyway, this is our next backup. We're roughly 3 miles away from where we exit to get onto the Beltway. And we're back down to 23 miles an hour. And that's basically what this whole drive is about. It's go fast, go slow, go fast, go slow. So, distance is roughly from, for those of you in Illinois, from Geneseo to Northwest Davenport. And most people can make that drive in about 25 minutes. And I've never made this drive in 25 minutes, not even on weekends. So, but it's cool. Most mornings you just get a cup of coffee and you find a good radio station to listen to, either talk radio, sports radio, music, whatever floats your boat. And it's like Bobby Knight says, if you know it's inevitable, sit back and enjoy it, because you're not going anywhere. When I first moved down here in 2004, I was one of those traffic ragers and was always mad. And then a good friend of mine just said, hey, it's gonna happen, can't do anything about it, so just relax. And that put it all in perspective, and I still to this day try to stay balanced and just kind of enjoy it. You still have the occasional idiot that just refuses to go with the flow, and they'll run into you, and from the side, from the back, from all directions. And it's just a part of life down here. People are going to hit you. It sucks, but that's why your car insurance is so high. So here we have a backup for the eastbound Beltway ramp. And most of these people that are stopped are trying to jump the line because they don't want to wait in line. And you'll see people up here that are stopped all the way at the front of this line waiting to jump. And that is my pet peeve among all pet peeves, is just work your way in and wait your turn. Now I'm already in the turn lane to get off on the ramp. There's nobody in the lane for a quarter mile behind me, but all these guys are rushing to get to the front of the line. Now if they just get in line, they'd slide right on in. This guy here, he's going to jump the line. Why? Because he is. He'll turn his turn signal on here any second, and oh man, do they get mad at you when you don't let them in. You're just like, I'm trying to jump the line. I'm way more important than you. Don't you understand that? You have to let me in. It's like, no, motherfucker, I don't. So, there's another one. It's filling in behind me now, but I get to come to a stop because people in front of me are kind-hearted, and they're going to make the 50 cars behind them wait so they can let the one guy that didn't want to wait in. And here's another one. Just going to cut you off and come on in. And I can see another guy coming up behind me with a turn signal on. He's hammered down, not gonna wait. And he snuck in a couple of cars behind me. So, I wish that it was a clear and sunny day so that when I get to the top of this ramp, I could show you beautiful downtown Houston. But it's a little hazy with the humidity this morning. I don't think we're going to be able to see any of the skyline. So we are now 20 minutes in, and I am 5 minutes away from home. So we're sneaking up on it. That's all you can do. Yeah, pretty big day at work today. We're sending some guys out of town to go help another terminal. We got to get their travel arrangements finalized. Quite a few of them, actually. That would be downtown Houston if you could see it. Downtown Houston, it's not a big city center. For those of you that are familiar with LA or Chicago or even Dallas for that matter, we don't have a very big downtown. It's about 20 blocks square, and then we've got another one over by the Galleria. It's got some high-rise buildings in it, but it's pretty small. Houston is more of a spread-out town. That's why we've got bypasses that are 30 miles outside of town. Get people, obviously there's a lot of people that work downtown. My lovely bride is one of them that gets to fight traffic all the way in and all the way out of town every day. She works at the old Enron building. So, yeah. It's one of the taller buildings in town. I work on the outskirts of town. Being in transportation, you really don't want to have a facility with 150 drivers going in and out, dealing with downtown traffic. So this is the Beltway. It's moving pretty good. One of the good things about having a middle loop and an outer loop is they are both toll roads. I think it's $1.50 a toll, $1.75 a toll on this road. I only go through one toll on the way to work. If I take the Grand Parkway, there's a toll about every 15 feet. But, they're cheaper. They're only 78 cents. But I'll go through 12 tolls in the same distance. So, everything is easy tag now. If you don't have an easy tag, you come to town, they'll just mail you the bill based on your license plate. You don't have to get an easy tag, and you can still take the toll roads. So this is a major shipping area, receiving area, a lot of warehouses, both sides of the road. Used to be my sales territory when I was selling, and man, you can come out here and just pound sales calls all day long. But yeah, this is what we do every day, 5 days a week, twice a day. And it's really not too bad. I've got a big old bucket of coffee here, and we're actually not, I know this might not sound right, but we're actually moving pretty good today. We're coming up on the I-45 exchange on the north side of town, and it usually backs up quite a bit. And then we'll slow down and we'll get through it, and it'll speed back up again, and then we'll get it over by Bush Intercontinental, and it'll slow down, and you'll get past that and it'll speed back up a little bit, and you'll get on 59 and go south, and you'll go pretty quick for a little while, and then you'll slow down again. Lather, rinse, repeat. So this is life in the big city. You Chicagoans, you know all about it, eh? You know, if you don't live downtown and walk to work, this is what you sit in every day. So I'm gonna get off of here now. 30 minutes is plenty long. I'm gonna listen to the radio a little bit, drink some coffee, and relax. And when I post this, I'll let you know what my final travel time was. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. This video is sponsored by nobody. So if somebody wants to sponsor me, feel free to reach out. Y'all have a great day. Peace.